Garcia from Spain against Chute and Bell in this premier open pairs event, the Silver Goblets.
Brilliant. This is what a good start. The the Princeton crew had such an epic race yesterday to overturn the crew from the Aussies. So let's see if that's affected them, whether they're tired today, or in fact maybe that's honed them, maybe that's sharpened their skills and ready for the semi-final.
I think in typical fashion, the Spanish pair have gone off really high rating, and we'll see actually what they rate over the course. I think it's going to be quite high. That's typical in their style, but my goodness, they know each other so well, but I love that they still want to race at the highest level, that they still got ambitions.
Yes, and I know they've done some coastal rowing as well. They've swapped out, and I think an interesting nugget here is Robin Williams, the amazing British coach, coached the Spanish crew a little bit. I don't know if he's still doing that now, but we used to always feel when we turned to regattas and saw him coaching the Spaniards, we always sort of feel, oh no, we should be on our side.
Absolutely. Now, Spain has never won the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup, so there is a sense that they would like to make history here, and Jaime Canalejo Pazos in the bow and Javier Garcia Ordóñez in the stroke seat would like to be the ones who make that history happen. They have been a coxless pair since 2018. Such experience. They have raced at every race there is. They were in the A final at the Tokyo Olympics. They won a silver medal at the World Championships in 2022. They've won a bronze medal in the European Championships. They made the A final at the Paris Olympics. And earlier this season, they won a bronze medal at the Europeans in Plovdiv. I mean, they are such a brilliant outfit. Always looking to see how much faster they can go, and I just love that. I
remember racing them in Lucerne. We had such a ding-dong all the way down the course. But this crew from Princeton, I saw Pete Shepherd in the coaching lodge. These two Brits here want to watch. They're racing in a British pair. It's seen there as a British boat. You can see it says GBR on the side. Could this be a British crew to watch for the future as they're drawing level with the Spanish national boat?
So you can see they are taller athletes and rangy, and they are using that length to give them slightly more leverage. Their rate is a little bit lower, so they are taking less strokes per minute, that crew on the left, Chute and Bell, as opposed to the Spanish crew on the right, Canalejo and Garcia. And so it's a sport of levers. There is one lever on each side of the boat, and you have to get that combination of strokes per minute and length that optimizes how fast you go. So we see slightly different styles, slightly shorter, but more strokes that they take each minute to try and move the boat as fast as they can on this side.
And as we watch the Spaniards come together, you'll watch that bow ball. It's not twitching either way, which shows that both crews are perfectly synced up. And if you ever want to watch some really good rowing, look at their Instagram. They always upload their training stuff, and it looks awesome to watch.
So bienvenidos a todos nuestros espectadores en España. We hope we have some Spanish people watching online, and I know that anyone who's Spanish will, amongst the crowds here, will be making their way to cheer them on down the course today. But they are being tested by Chute and Bell. They are 21 years of age in the crew, Chute and Bell, and the Spanish crew is 33. So we've got different generations, different styles of rowing, and Spain are digging in. That rate is staying high, and that liveliness is just helping them edge out a little bit.
Yeah, we have the millennials versus Gen Z right here in the pairs. I mean, how cool to watch. It looks like the Spaniards have just sort of weathered the storm that the Princeton crew could throw at them there. They're looking kind of calm as they're rowing, but this is an absolute humdinger of a race.
It is, and here there's just two of you, so you're communicating. It's largely the bow person who will give the calls, but of course there's only two of you, so if you want to say something at stroke, then you'll communicate back as well. And you often have, again, that real tightness. I think the Spanish pair, having spent all of this time together, will, almost know what each other's thinking. But there we saw a look across from Jaime Canalejo Pazos in the bow, because we've got another push coming on. They haven't lifted the rate, but they are powering with that additional length that they have in the crew from Princeton, and they are coming back level.
This Princeton crew, Marcus and Theodore, talk about persistence. They are driving it on. They've kept the pressure on, and actually the momentum is starting to swing the other way as they creep out to half a length.
So they're both in their 6th Henley Royal Regatta. They have a lot of experience, even though they're only 21. And stroke is Theodore Bell, who has twice been an under-23 world champion. He's won the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup. He's won the Ladies' Plate. I mean, you know, a lot of Henley experience, and they are now enjoying moving up, graduating into the coxless pair, which is a boat that tests you, tests your technique. And, you know, meanwhile, the Spanish are flying again, trying to get the rate up.
Look at that Spanish crew. They have turned it. They know the race is slipping away from them, and they have just shot up the rating. They're throwing everything at them. They've pressed that red button, and they're really going for it. They know the race. They've got to overturn this momentum. They've got to check it, stop it, and get back on terms.
And there are different ways in which you can try and increase boat speed. You can try and shift your technique to be more efficient, to make sure your oars enter the water faster, or you can try and increase the length of your stroke, or you can just jack the rate up and take more strokes per minute, and that is their strategy.
I am so impressed with this Princeton crew. They look low, unflustered. The boat's going really fast, but yet the rate looks low. Absolutely fantastic. And the Princeton University, they row on Lake Carnegie, over on the East Coast. And Princeton, of course, have produced some fantastic athletes over the years.
So Coach Smith had a highly successful 6-year tenure at Cornell, where he guided 5 crews to medals at the Eastern Sprints, a 7-time member of the US national team. He's won medals at the Pan American Games, World Champs, National Champs, represented the US in the 2004 Summer Olympics. So there is a lot of experience that is going into Marcus Chute and Theodore Bell. And for the moment, they are still making their boat go further in between each stroke than the Spanish are. And so what will the Spanish do now? Because sometimes when you put up the rate, then what? You're going to go again, you're going to try and get, and sometimes the boat doesn't always go faster. But of course, they're so experienced. They must have been in this position before, and they have to think, what is it that's going to help us at this point?
This Spanish crew never, ever gives up. Look at them. They are pushing and pushing and pushing. And you've got to just have faith. You've just got to keep going. Even if you feel like the race is slipping away from you and the crew's in front of you, you've just got to believe, and you've just got to keep going in every way you can. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if steering might go off, or the crew might just blow up. You just got to keep pushing. But what a cool shot there of looking at Sarah as she steers the Princeton crew just back onto their station, as they look like they are walking away from the race as they come for the last few strokes.
So the umpire just making sure they're clear, but of course the pair will not want to go too close to the booms, and once they get ahead, it is a temptation. You want to get in the middle where you're safe, and they are safe. They have rowed such a smart race in that Princeton crew as Marcus Chute turns around just to check exactly where the finish line is. Another little look as they glide into the final of the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup, having been tested and having been attacked throughout the race by this Spanish pair.
This is a win for the Gen Z, the next generation. These are two to watch for sure. That was fantastic rowing.